Hello, everybody, and welcome to Maximum Libertarian. I just want to say thank you for joining us tonight, and I wanted to start off with that wonderful clip from Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger, who, ladies and gentlemen, if you believe screw your freedom, then you're an idiot. You give them an inch, they will take a mile. I'm Brian for Maximum Libertarian, and I'm joined today by the one and only Dean Davison. And what are you doing today, Dean?
Obviously, still running for office. Gonna, as my hat says, it might be a wrestling hat, but it says it right. I'm gonna make sure I wreck my opponents and leave.
Right.
Leave people alone. You know what I'm saying? It's libertarian, so that's what's going on. Just a crazy day. Stupid ideas that we'll go over, like Joe Biden deciding to send troops back to the freaking country, Afghanistan, to our suicide mission. So yeah, we'll go into that.
All right, so let's first get to the business at hand. If you haven't already, please click on the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and what should they do, Dean?
Smash that like button.
Oh, there we go. I thought you were almost
so I don't have to break the nap.
Right. So, yes, and as Dean said, he's still running for office. As you see on the banner below, there's his website, davisonfordelegate.com, his Facebook message, or his Facebook page. Please go there and like it, and his Twitter handle at Davison4HOD19. So please go give him a like. And if you want to start fighting corruption and getting rid of just pressing the button, the panic button, then this is the way we do it. We elect other people other than Republicans and Democrats. So let's get that down. And as you said, and as we were talking earlier, that is right. The wonderful President Joe Biden is planning on sending 5,000 more troops into Afghanistan as the Taliban continues to capture the northern city. Now, inside this article, which this article and the other articles will be linked below, that's where you can find them. You can read them yourself. But Mr. Biden, President Biden, is sending these troops here strictly to help make sure that all the U.S. troops and the personnel and the Afghanis that help the American troops against the Taliban to get out of the country, out of the area. So he's also, it says here, the president dispatched 1,000 troops in addition to the 3,000 the Pentagon sent to Afghanistan earlier this week, and 1,000 troops who were already on the ground, according to the defense official who spoke on the condition of anonymity. To discuss the matter, the troops will be evacuating military personnel from Kabul as the Taliban continues its expansion throughout the territories, gaining at rapid speed.
Exactly.
So what do you think about this?
Suicide mission? Anybody want to talk about suicide missions? Because that's what Biden's doing, is throwing us back into a rabbit hole that we don't need to be in. We don't need to be occupying other countries. This is just a libertarian principle. We don't like going into other countries and trying to make us to be their police force. And, we're pulling troops out. You know, you make libertarians happy for 1 second, then you lie like you are because you're a dog-faced pony, as he likes to say. A dog-faced pony soldier, that's right. He comes up with some stupid things, but he wants to send our kids and fathers and sons and daughters and mothers over there to fight a suicide mission in an area that will never be able to actually change because they have their way, and that's just the way it is. You know, going after bin Laden was one thing. We shouldn't have stayed there 20 years. It's ridiculous. And going back in there, we're not a police force. Get the hell out of there. Stay the hell out of there. If they want to blow each other up, let them blow the hell out of each other all they want. I don't give a shit.
Well, I do care because I think a lot of work that was put in there by people who died, who lost their limbs, who lost other things that, you know, I know several vets who, if you see them across the street, they would look normal. They'd be like, well, there's nothing wrong with him. But when you speak to them, they have some issues, and and hopefully they're getting the proper care at the VA. I know that for a fact. Now, once again, I think, as I said in this article, they're sending these troops in just to get the remaining personnel and the Afghanis that helped out of the country. And that is what it is. I mean, I get it. You got to do that. But as you can see, the president, he appears to blame President Donald Trump, who left. When he left the Taliban in the strongest position military since 2001, when he invited them to discuss the withdrawal from Camp David on the eve of 9/11 in 2019. Trump brokered this deal for us to leave Afghanistan by May 1st and reduce the troops to 2,500, as you see there. You know what? I get it, what Trump did. And when you listen to that, I know the first thing that came to my mind was we were there for 20 years. Now, granted, I did not have boots on the ground. I was on a submarine, but that's not the point. I know people who went, and I've met plenty of people who are now, like I said, have been banged up and bruised and come home with things other than just being, oh, I got lucky. All right. But what was the question that went through my head was, how the hell were we there for 20 years and we were training them to protect their own country? You know what I'm saying? And as soon as we left, it tumbles out of control. It spirals out of control. What happened? You know what I'm saying? That's like me. Why would if I came over to your house because all your neighbors were always trying to try to infiltrate your house, and then I'm like, I'm going to teach you how to fight. And then as soon as while I'm there, yeah, you don't have no infiltration, here and there, but it's managed. But as soon as I leave, they just run into your house. What was the point of me being there? You know what I'm saying? So that's my big issue. So Yahoo News, thankfully, answered that question. The Afghan military was built over 20 years. How did it collapse so quickly? And as you can see right here, it says in the past several days, Afghan security forces were collapsed. Did I bring it up onto the screen by chance? No, I did not. So here we go. Let's start back over right there. The Afghan military was built over 20 years. How did it collapse so quickly? And then it talks about how they advanced that began in May, and on Fridays they confirmed those two of the country's most important province capitals, Kandahar and Herat. I believe I'm saying it correctly. So it says the swift offense has resulted in mass surrenders, captured helicopters, and millions of dollars of U.S. supply equipment paraded by the Taliban on grainy cell phone foot videos. In some cities, heavy fighting has been underway for weeks on the outskirts, but the Taliban ultimately overtook defense lines and walked in with little to no resistance.
Yep.
And then we go down here, and it pretty much talks about, let's see, the implosion comes despite the United States having poured $83 billion into weapons, equipment, training the country's security forces over 2 decades. Look at that. $83 billion. And this was one of the key components of the Obama administration, as it sought to find a way to hand over security and leave nearly a decade ago. These efforts produced an army modeled after the image of the U.S. military, an Afghan institution that was supposed to outlast the American war, but it's already gone before the United States is. I mean, this is disgusting, man. What were we doing there?
Yeah, exactly. What were we doing there? Occupying, doing what we shouldn't be doing as a nation. Just ridiculous. We should have got Bin Laden and gotten the hell out of there.
And if you look in here, it's pretty much, it talks about how the Taliban told these forces to go on and lay down your arms, and we're, you can leave. So that's what they were doing. They were just immediately withdrawn. They were laying down their arms. This was like when the United States went over into Iraq that in 92, or I guess 91. And
Yeah.
pretty much the Iraqis were just laying down because they didn't want to fight.
They
This
had
is
chemical
the
weapons.
exact same thing.
They had chemical weapons, right?
Well, I don't know if it even had chemical weapons.
They never did. They never found anything.
They were just laying down the weapons. That's what I'm talking about. And this is what the Afghanis have done. And we're leaving some of these folks who had helped us, we're leaving them out high and dry. So if you look down here, there was also saying here, right here, and this is the interesting thing, that even before the systematic weaknesses of the Afghan security forces, which were on paper numbered somewhere around 300,000 people, but in recent days, the totals were only just 1/6 of that, according to U.S. officials, were apparent. These shortfalls can be traced to numerous issues that sprung from the West instances on building a fully modern military with the logistics and supply complexities one requires, of which provide unstable without the United States and its NATO allies. So already we've got paperwork showing, I guess, that we were being lied to. We didn't have the ability to do these.
Unbelievable.
This is sad, and so really that's what I wanted to talk about today, just because.
I actually have something in the scribe in the area that we'll talk about, that I have up there. My partner actually acknowledging something that doesn't happen very often. They acknowledge that there's a libertarian in the race.
Let's focus on this real quick, because and we can come back and talk about your stuff here shortly. Real quick. No offense to you, because I really want you. I mean, I think that's a good thing.
Oh, I thought you were finished with this. I'm sorry, my bad.
No, because really, the American people better wake up to this nonsense. I mean, we're being lied to. The Afghans have been lied to because they were thinking that we were going to be, I guess, protecting them all this time. They didn't worry about learning how to fight. We didn't train them. And I think people need to start answering for it. And we've got 4 presidents. Now, Joe Biden said that he was not going to turn it over to a 5th president. And I'm glad for that. But it sucks that, we send these fine folks into harm's way. It was just like Vietnam and many other wars.
I'm hearing that a lot. There was actually, I've read a couple of veterans' comments on some of this stuff, and it's concerning. It's like, yeah, this is another Vietnam. It really is. And what was the fighting for? The initial fight to go over there was to get rid of Osama bin Laden. Okay, he was killed, or at least that's what we believe. He's dead. So why are we staying there? We should have been gone right after that. But they say they're going to help all these people. Here's the problem. There is like, think about, we helped Osama bin Laden prior. We helped the Mujahideen go against the other forces. So the unfortunate part about, in some areas, is you may be training the next terrorist that's going to attack you. That's scary. But yeah, if you're saying to the people, you lie to the people and say they're going to do something, and you don't do something for them, it's just not right. But staying over there or sending people back there, I just think it needs to be left alone. I mean, the Taliban is going to obviously do what they're going to do. The Afghan people need to learn to live their lives, build their own force if they want to go against the Taliban and take care of their own problems. The United States of America does not need to be the babysitter to those people. I'm sorry.
I'm going to say this. What you're seeing right there is also what's going on here in the country here, because you've got a lot of people that are becoming dependent on a government that will walk away. And then what's going to happen is, when they've been paying your unemployment and they give you extra COVID cash and they give you this and that, and they're wanting to give you a moratorium, which is illegal, and President Joe Biden knows it's illegal, but he went on and signed it. Had any other president done that, we would be ripping down the gates in front of the White House. And that moron did it, and we're cheering him on. And what we're doing, we're setting these kids up. I want to just show you this one, and it says pranks, university prank, so it's probably a joke or whatever. But it says they gave the Afghan to the wolves. Absolutely, you know what? I don't know if that's a true who that is, honestly. But
Oh,
thank you
here's a
for
good point, but he made
commenting.
a good point. They're basically saying we left them to die and suffer their own demise, basically. But we can't be there
Right,
all the time. Well, we can't be there all the
but
time.
no. We can't be there. But what we're doing here in the United States of America, we're making these. We're making. We're putting chains around people, pretty much invisible chains. That is because see, right now, oh, I've got freedom. I got freedom. But as you saw, that moron Arnold Schwarzenegger said, "Screw your freedoms." And we're having vaccine passports. We're having mandates on vaccines, and I
Yeah,
know me and you would probably disagree on some things. I don't, but that's fine. I don't
no, we
mind.
don't
I will
force.
have the argument.
We
But
don't have
when
to.
I'm
We
seeing
don't force. The thing that me and you can agree on all that vaccine stuff is that it shouldn't be forced. It shouldn't be mandated. It should be up to the individual because it's an individual right to whether you want it or not. You're not.
right,
You know. You're not. As libertarians, we don't impose mandates. We don't impose things on people. We want them to live a free society. So the best thing to do is to not put mandates into place. The problem is we have so many things going on now. And like I said, I put up something the other night because I heard something that they did. I think it was on MSNBC. And this guy from the Cato Institute, a libertarian. I don't know how libertarian he really was, but he was talking about the idea of hurting other people. If you don't get the vaccine, you're hurting other people because children can't be protect themselves. So it was kind of like I took part of that and I put it and thought some ideas up and put it up just to see what, like, it's not my view and my thought process in it, but what other libertarians think about that statement. It's kind of weird because in a way it is hurting other people, can killing other people because the virus is just it's a invisible weapon. Not to say that the Chinese government didn't release it as a weapon. We don't know that. But the point of the matter is, when it comes to masks and vaccines, it's up to the individual. If the person don't want the vaccine, or that's up to them. They don't want to
but
wear
the
a mask.
problem is right now what we've
But
got
we're turning
going
into a
on.
socialist country.
We can have a debate. I think we can make the argument that we live in a socialist country right now because if when right now what we've got going on with public schools, with all these mandates and things of that nature that's getting forced down our throats, and then you're having the government do it, and I think we could make an argument. So
Our state senate bill
I
13.
think I think our freedoms have been eroded, and we're giving away our freedoms for absolutely nothing. Now, let's to finish this up real quick. I think there's a ton of Afghan people out there that because when I was across the globe and on the submarine, I mean I met people in Turkey and France and Italy, and they were all good people, and that's the problem that we're having here is when governments use us as pawns.
The good people
That's
suffer.
where that's what we are. We are pawns, and I would like to see. I want to see peace here. But we're getting some. We are in a bad situation,
Yeah,
and we
because you
go
have
over there,
Americans.
we cause the problem, sadly, and then we hurt our own family and friends, and that's what's disgusting, and that's what's going to happen, man. So
And then you come to our country where you have so many deep divisions because of some president in the past that started all this bullcrap and turned people against each other. And now this just keeps getting worse and worse because of COVID. It's just made everything so political. It's ridiculous. And my hope is, at least for the district or the state, is that we can find a way to get people away from the two big parties and show them there's a party that actually is for your liberty and is for your freedom and is for your choice, and that could help us in the future. But they need to stop voting the least of two evils and realize that all they're doing is damning their own self and everybody else that's in this country.
right. So okay, we'll go real quick to finish this up. We're going to add this to the stream. You're able to control it, right?
Correct. This is
All right, go ahead.
this gentleman is the incumbent, Mr. Terry Austin. He's a nice guy. Me and him don't agree on our politics, so that's why I'm running. One of the reasons I'm running.
I thank you. I asked for your vote on November. I will have signs coming. I'll get those to you. And I would ask that you please get a yard sign, put it up, tell your neighbors. We need, I mean, I've got a Democratic opponent in Bedford and a Libertarian opponent in Bedford. So, I am contested. I'm not too worried.
He ain't too worried, but he obviously is worried a little bit. And the fact that he said Libertarian in a room full of people in Allegheny County, and he was giving an update what he was doing in Richmond.
Right.
It makes me happy. It makes me happy. The word libertarian has been used in our district. He knows I'm there, so he knows I've openly challenged both my opponents to forum or debate.
Right.
So it's about what we're going to do to change this, and we need to just keep pushing it hard. And it's just donations are needed. So if anybody seen the information that was up earlier in the stream, I've gotten 2 donations in the last 48 hours, and it was good. A couple other people said they're sending some. I just think the more we can get, radio ads, YouTube ad, or a billboard will push us into a space that we need to be in. All I need to win is 34 to 45%. I figured it out. That's the percentage I need. It's not like I need 55% to win this. I only need 34 to 45%. All it's going to take is a couple thousand voters. So that is important. So, if you're in our area, you're driving down 24, you're going to see my signs. I have a gentleman at a gun shop, Steve's Specialty Firearms, supporting us. He has signs in the front, right on the main highway, 24, not in the right of way, but in the main highway on his land, and it's visible. I have one on Goodview. I'm trying to get another person on Goodview to has a Jorgensen sign still out to get that put there. I have one on 122 going towards Bedford. I'm going to probably dropping some to people in Bedford that have been asking for it. So I already have signs going out. No other of the candidates yet have signs out, and you can't miss them. They're yellow and black.
Right.
I'm not a Steelers fan, but they're yellow and black. It's because the Libertarians are gold, and that's, to me, I know Terry Austin signs were red, white, and blue. I don't want to copy nobody. So I just wanted something catchy that gets everybody's attention. So if the more donations your friends can give to my campaign and stuff, the more I can expand, the more people will see that, especially at our events we're going to go to. I agree with that statement.
I think a lot of our foreign policy is, yes, I would agree. And yeah, so finish up your thought real quick, Dean.
So the more we get out there, and especially when we get out there, I'm sure I'll be going out signs at our events, and that's going to be a good thing. The more people I can get, the more signs to, the more visibility, the more I can get in front of media, which has been good to me so far, and it's going to get better because with Channel 7 going to be doing something here in the next month or so. The newspapers I'm going to try to round back up, and basic thing we need to do is just keep getting the message out there. The more the message is out there that you don't want this Democrat and you don't want the Republican because he's done Democratic things, and you can look on my Facebook page the different bills that he's signed into, that he was agreed with, that are hurtful to people, and especially the Republicans that are out here. They're very red in this area, but when it comes to their area of lower down in the government chain, they don't mind independence. Lacey Putney ran this place for 25, 30 years. He was an independent. So
right,
we can do this. And all I got to do is keep wrecking everyone that's going against me, and just leave everybody alone. Do things for the people and just leave the people alone. Let them smoke your marijuana and use the AR-15s to protect themselves.
I think that's a good idea, my friend. So once again, let's bring up his information, and it's right here. So go to Davison for Delegates. There's his website. There's his Facebook page, and that's his Twitter handle. Please make a donation. Like his Facebook page. Follow him on Twitter. And if you can, if you're in the area, help out. We need help. Make donations.
Donations are foot soldiers.
Absolutely. And then let's see, what else do we got to say?
I think we had a
And
real good thing with Dr. Lark the other night. How
I do think so too, and that'll be up here shortly. So please, everybody, if you're watching this, if you've just tuned in, click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because that's
smash it.
how we can keep doing this. Okay, and you know what? Russia and the United States, real quick, Russia and the United States have both went into Afghanistan and they've both taken a knee. Now, let me just say this, and you know what? We were about to wrap it up, but here I am starting to talk again.
Good for it.
China is already saying that they're going to. I had just heard that they're going to, like, like start speaking with the Taliban. They're the powerful force in Afghanistan now, Taliban, and you know that's how you know the Taliban, I believe, is probably ignorant, because what's going to happen is China's just going to infiltrate their country, and they're going to be smart about it. They're not going to come in there with bombs and, men marching around. What they're going to do is they're going to bring their telephones, and they're going to teach the warlords, like they're doing down in Africa, from my understanding, like how to censor people, how to round up people, and they're just going to be that. And I like China. Let me just say, I like China, but I don't like governments because I see things like statements like this. Military men are just dumb, stupid animals to be used as pawns in foreign policy. Henry Kissinger, that wonderful man. Oh, love him. Can we all say I love Henry Kissinger? So please, once again, I think I'm done. Do you have anything else to say, Dean?
No, very good points.
All right, thank you. All right, once again, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and like
Smash
and
that like
share it. Yeah, we've got a lot of things coming up here in the near future. I know right now it looks a little, because I've moved, and I'll be setting up the podcast studio here very, very, very soon. So until next time, I'm Brian.
I'm Dean.
And we'll see you later. Smile, Dean. Say goodnight.